Nodaway Valley girls hang on, fend off Southwest Valley first game after break. Just coach, your initial thoughts on the win.
We came out and played pretty well right out of the gate. I was really happy with how we started off. I know it was 6-0 or easier, I don't remember what it was. We got off to a good start. Got a little careless with the basketball. We came in, we knew we basically had to take Shuey Girl away, and that was what our whole game plan was. And Annie here just did a phenomenal job. Niner of the basketball tonight with the help from Reagan Weinheimer and Macy Coons, Addie Lamb. They all kicked in. Trying to deny the basketball, keeping it out of our hands, and they did a great job with that. Otherwise, we didn't block out very well. Something we definitely need to work on. Some pretty good looks offensively from time to time. Overall, pretty happy with just getting the win.
The defense on Shuey was a very big part of it, but then what did the other players have to do with, maybe limited numbers to help out to be able to stop the other girls?
We kind of just got to find people, and it's more or less they just match up and stay disciplined. And they did a pretty good job. They made some threes from places that I knew they could make some, but I didn't think they'd make quite as many as they did. They shot free throws really well, and we fouled a lot, so they got a lot of points at the free throw line. That's a big factor. And we've had some issues with that. That's something we need to clean up. We just need to keep our hands off and not foul quite so much.
So you had the 8-0 run to start the game, but then they came back with a 12-0 run. So what did you do to maybe kind of slow their momentum or get things back in your favor?
Well, we just took a little time out there and got them settled down a little bit. And, they jumped into a 2-2-1 press, and we know what to do, but we just didn't execute what we needed to do against that, run our press break offense. We just kind of got settled down a little bit and started running the press break offense, and we kind of got back to our composure, and that was a big part of it, I think, just relaxing.
There was a stretch early in the fourth where they cut it to 47-43, and you responded with a 6-0 run. It was all Alyssa Davis inside. Tell us about that stretch and how important it was to get back up.
It was definitely critical. She stepped up and hit, a big shot from the free throw line, that 12-foot jump shot or whatever it was. And, they really spread their defense out so that middle got to be open, and that's a shot that she definitely can make. Of course, she stepped out to the corner and made a 3-2 when we were in spread offense, and she's definitely capable of that. She is a good shooter. Definitely getting that separation back was critical to hanging on till the end.
Not only do you get a win over a quality opponent, but you get 2018 calendar portion of the year started off with a victory. How important is all that?
Oh, it's very critical. We kind of talked about how tough a schedule we have coming out in the second half, and it started tonight. They've played some pretty quality basketball, and we were tied for second in the conference, so it was good to get that separation. As far as theirs, get that game up on them. They're just one of those teams that's definitely going to be right in that next tier of schools where there's 2 through 6 is anybody's game any night. So it's definitely a big win.
Alyssa Davis showed the ability to score in a lot of different ways. She had 15, so did Annie Hare with 15. But tell us a little bit about Davis's offensive game.
Alyssa's really figured out that doing well in the post. She's moving well without the basketball, getting to gaps. Posts up well, aggressive that way. Definitely is to her advantage if she can pop out and make that 15-footer and even the occasional 3. She's been our leading scorer all year long, so that's not a surprise for us. It's commonplace. We know we did count on her to get that 12 to 15 points, and she does a great job at it.
You got Clark tomorrow, is that correct?
Yeah, we're at Clark tomorrow.
How do you match up with them?
I'll tell you that they're an up-and-down team. It'll be a really fast-paced game. We're going to have to clean up our turnovers because they're definitely going to cause us trouble if we don't take care of the basketball a little better. They're not quite as big as what Cam is inside, so they won't have quite that same presence. But they got a couple of really good athletes who are tough to match up with. Shoot a lot of threes. We're going to have to get out and contest and do a better job of blocking out. So it'll be a tough matchup.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, man.